Hello everyone, my name is Omar. I am a BIM coordinator and developer, and this is my first English video. Today I will be showcasing one of my Revit plugins called CoordinateWriter. Its main purpose is to calculate the distance from any selected Revit element to a defined reference point, and then automatically write those coordinate values directly into your element parameters, always just a few clicks. Let's start with our Revit model. Here we have the 3D model, and we have a couple of elements. Then we have here our plan view. We have our survey point with its own values. Then we have our project base point with its own values as well. Okay, so let's start to run the coordinate writer. First, here we have the reference point. For the reference point, we have 4 options. First is project base point, as we can see, and also we have the internal origin. So for the project base point, we can see here this is the one, and for the survey point, here is the triangle point here on this side. And we can also choose the internal origin for the project, or we can define a custom point. By custom point, we can add, first we can pick the value, pick the point, or we can just give the values of the x, y, and z of this specific point in the project, and then it will be automatically defined. So in our case, we will use the project base point. So then we choose the element selection. We have 2 options: manual, pick in viewpoint, or by category. With the manual option, you can just click manual and pick, and then as you can see, you can just drag from left to right, and we will select everything in the view. And then we click here at the top left, finish. And then we can see here we have 669 elements selected. This is one of the options. Second option is by category. I will choose this one by category, and I will choose the structure frame. Here we can see several options we can choose, for example structure columns, or we can choose the structure framing, or structure foundation, for example, or structure rebar. So here we have a couple of options. So we'll choose the structure framing. We can see here we have 370 elements selected. Then we have a couple of options for the distances calculation. First option is the distance from reference point. This means the distance, its value from the project base point to the element that we want to get the distance for. This is one option. It will give you the specific value. For example, if it's a 10 meters, it will be just a 10 meters. The other option we have is the absolute shared coordinates. This will consider the value of the project base point and then add the values to it, then add it to the element parameters that we have in our project. So as we can see here, this is, let's say the distance is like this, and then we have the Z reference. We can choose between 2 options, from project 0 or from elements level. From the project 0, it will be from the project defined 0 point, which is, it will be 0 point, for example 0 0, or we can choose from the elements level. Let's say an element is in the 2nd level or 3rd level, it will be the distance from the element to this level, which is the reference level of this element. Then we have the output unit. We have 3 options: meter, millimeters, and feet. I will choose meters in my project here, in our example. Then we have our parameter mapping. I already defined a couple of parameters. I will choose X for the distance from the X axis, and Y for the Y distance, and then Z for the Z distance in the vertical distance. Then we have the combined X, Y, and Z. Here we have learning content. This is just a random parameter already defined in Revit. I will just use it. Then we have the format. Here we can see this is the given format for us. We can just change it whatever we want in any way that we would like. Then I will click run, and then we can see it's done in almost 2 seconds. Then we close it. For example, we want to check. So let's create a schedule quantities table. So let's say new schedule. I will just write the family and type for the structure framing. So here I will just choose the family and type here, and then I will choose the X point, then I will choose the Y point, then I will choose the Z point, to get the set distance, and then I will just write the learning content which has the X, Y, and Z values. For sorting grouping, I will just have itemize every instance, and then I will click OK. As you can see here, the table is generated, and we can see all of the values are already filled in our tables, and everything is filled and the values are okay. Then we can see here the family and type in our project. Let's, for example, have a new example. Let's, for example, create a new schedule. So let's go to the schedule quantities, right click, new schedule quantities. Let's say for columns, of course, for the structure columns in the project, and then I will click OK. Then also the same, we can look for the family and type, and then afterward we have to look for the X, and then for the Y, and then for the Z, and then for the learning content. And then we click OK, and we can see here the values are empty because we didn't run our script yet. Let's go to the view. Let's run our plugin. Here we can just keep all of the properties as the same. We just want to change the by category. Let's choose the structural columns, and yeah, we can maybe keep everything like it is. The distances, X, Y, and Z, learning content, everything is the same. Then we click run. Okay, so we can just wait. Maybe it's just like take a couple of seconds. Then it's finished. Then we go to the table, and then we can see here all of the values are written and added to the columns in all of the project in just a couple of seconds. Thank you so much for watching this video. See ya.